Okay, let's talk about the first of a bunch of graph labs that you're going to have to do. The first thing you're going to need to do is to read it in from, yeah, you got it, a web page. Store it into this graph thing, and then print it out, right? So that we can take graphs, put them in there, store them. So you have to write a Python program, print out the graph, and generate the form with the, like you've been doing. Okay. Now, the input format, everything is going to be a directed, unweighted. Well, no, this one is going to be a directed, unweighted graph. I'm giving it to you in a different format than this. Right? Here, the format is just the list of edges, and it creates it from the edge list. I'm giving you a different format. There can be edges that there can be vertices that have no edges, so therefore an edge list wouldn't work. So here is the format. I'm going to give you a list of the names of the vertices. Like for the previous lab I just did, it would be A, B, C, D, E, F, or whatever. And then I'm going to put a keyword, £n. That means I'm done giving you vertices. Then I'm going to give you edge pairs, which is going to be from to, right? So this name will be somewhere in here. Then I'm going to have a comma space, right? It'll always be comma space. Then I'll put in another vertex and then a new line. And then when you're out of data, there's no more edges. So this is a completely different format. And then what I want you to do is print out the vertex and the outgoing edges from that. I'm suspecting this this is the same thing I have, incident edges, and nothing after it. That should be pretty much the same as I have here. I just decided to write it elsewhere at that time. Let's go back to the, let's just leave it this way. The same. My indenting looks good. I have printing vertex there and going through the incident edges of V in the graph. I'm pulling out the endpoints. I got the origin. I betcha I did something wrong when I built.
Hey, Ken.
Yeah.
Is it possible that it might be a missing comma at the end of your pairs of vertices? Could that be it?
Oh, you mean the comma?
Yeah.
Up here?
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine that being a problem, but maybe. Wow.
Did that do it?
No. Oh, I know what I did. I didn't put a true in here. I left it blank. So this true affecting it. Let's see what happens if I put false in there. Yes, I think I want true, and let me go back to the constructor for the list and see, that's the piece I glossed over. There's the constructor. There's the constructor. I was not making it a directed graph. It creates an undirected graph, which means the drafts are in both directions. So that's why it was giving me all those edges, because I said to give me both those edges because I created an undirected graph. So if I want a directed graph, I need to true, because by default it's an undirected graph because directed is false, which means it's an undirected graph. So I was creating an undirected graph, right? And I said I was creating a directed graph. So where is it? There we go, undirected. That's what I wasn't paying attention to. Huh. Yes, I concur that there are gobs of details to be dealt with here. That's where this is. Now that looks a little better, right? So A goes to, oh, yeah, and I don't want the origin because the origin is the node. I want the destination. Okay, so EF. E doesn't go anywhere, C goes to D. All right, and if we look at my picture, where's my picture? My picture's over here somewhere. Here we go, right? A goes to C, E, F, right? C, E, F. Okay, so now it's actually working to do that. Okay, so now my code is working. And I suspect that the other links that I have works too, because we did this in class before. So your task is to get it to work, but using a different format. So you have to take the ideas from this function, right? This one that creates the graph that was given to you, graph from edge list, and use it to build a graph. This will not work as is. I've designed it that way because graph from edge list, if you just take these edges and create a graph out of it, you will miss vertices. Right? You will miss vertices that don't have any edges. And I will definitely put them in there to test that. So you need to understand it enough to be able to build one of these things. Okay, and then it doesn't have to be a table. It would be nice if it was a table. You can generate some HTML that does that. That shouldn't be a big deal, but I'm not going to require it to be a table. Oh, wow. Yeah, with all that spare time we have, you can make an image if you wanted. Yeah, let's not. If you have questions about that, just ask me. So give me your code, give me a link. That's kind of the deal with that. Okay.